What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I took the weekend off. Lately I've been doing that, or I'll take like one of the days off on the weekend, right? But I noticed for a lot of these other content creators, they got no content, right? And so you guys are, thirsty for some original content and not content just about me or Gunner. But anyways, so here I am. My bad, you guys. But like we hinted to in the past, there's some things coming up. There was a bombshell video that came out a while back that thought they knew what our plans were because we put something out there to see where would it go and who would say what and where could that come from. But yeah, we still have some things in motion, so that's why I'm okay with taking the weekend off. But it's Monday. Just got back from shopping. Shit, it's almost 1 p.m, but here I am. Now, today's video is it cool or should you try to keep your old lady when you're doing time? Should you even try to be in a relationship with somebody outside the walls when you're doing time? Again, this is one of those things where I can only speak from my experience and what I saw. So when I got busted, I had my daughter's mom, right? I was with my daughter's mom from starting at the age of 14, when I was 14, right? And so she was with me, when I was going in and out of juvenile hall, when I went to a group home, when I went to camp, while I was in YA. And then, I got out on this. I got out on the last one, and then I got busted. Not on this last one. I got out of YA. I got her pregnant right before I got busted. Excuse me. And then I fell on the hot one, right? And she was like, I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. And I knew back then, you catch a life sentence in California, you're dead. It's a death penalty. It's just a slow death, right? And so, hold on. Turn this pop-up off. So I knew that this was somebody that I had feelings for. And you cannot, in my opinion, you cannot do time if you love someone outside of the walls. My opinion. Prison is a place where things happen very rapidly. From second to second, something could be happening. From second to second, you could be in a position where you have to act, right? And you have to be able to act or react without any hesitation. When you have someone or you have people on the streets that can make you hesitate, that could be your ass, period, right? So I remember, like I said, when I was in the county, I had cut my daughter's mom loose, right? I cut her loose. I told her, go do your thing, man. Find somebody that's going to accept you and my baby. And, it's going to be good to you guys. And luckily for her and my daughter, that's what happened, right? Then I had a few Sanchas on the side, and they were coming up to see me. And but even then I was like, you know what? I don't even need that at all. I personally don't think that it's fair for us to have a lady out there and expect them to be perfect when we're fucking up, right? It's not right if you really love somebody to have them do time with you. This is just my personal opinion. Luckily, I hung around with a lot of guys that were of the same mindset. And I remember there were dudes that, were doing the hustle, the hyena hustle. And I can say that a lot of times they weren't liked, because it was like, what kind of vato is this that he's hustling hyenas when, you can hustle in here. There's a lot of different ways behind the walls to get your hustle on. All it takes is one time to hit something, boom. Double that, then maintain that, right? I will say this as well, because there's people that know, well, Dad, Dubs, didn't you get married in prison? I did. I went into prison very angry, very hateful, very spiteful, right? So cutting people loose wasn't a problem. To this day, it isn't. Like when I say I'm done with somebody, I'm done with them, right? But I started to hold myself accountable, started to realize that in my life, throughout my life, the main problem was me. I put people in positions to where they had to incarcerate me, convict me, try me and convict me, send me away. It was because of the decisions and the actions that I was choosing to make, right? So when I started working on myself and developing insight, I had to realize who the problem was. And then once I did, I was able to let go of the hate, right? I never planned on meeting anybody. Somebody was like, hey, homie, my lady's got a friend. This, and I was like, I'm good. It happened. And I'll say this, and this isn't a knock on every woman that is in love with the dude behind the walls. This isn't a knock on every woman like that. But it seems in my experience that a lot of the women that do that, man, I'll be honest, we have time on our hands to confess a feeling in a letter, on a phone, in a visit, but we have no responsibilities. And when we get out into the world, there's temptation. There's the fact that a lot of us, we've been busted so long, we would like some freedom. And when we get out and we deal with women that are probably very good women, but have some insecurities, and that's why they were fucking with us behind the wall rather than men out here, it almost becomes a secondary prison. And in my experience, that's the reason why marriages and relationships fail when the men get out of prison. It isn't that they don't want to be with you. It's that they want to experience the world. And I could say in my experience, my ex was a good woman, but everything was questioned. Why are you cutting your hair? Like, why are you shaving your head? Who are you trying to impress? And it's like, damn, man, like, can I just shave my head one time? Today? So getting back to the question, should you engage in a relationship with someone outside the walls if you're in prison? I think you shouldn't. I think that in my experience, prison was a blessing. It took me a long time to figure out who the fucking problem was. As soon as we can start figuring out that we are the problem, hopefully those of you listening right now, if you can start holding yourself accountable and understand that it's not, if your landlord is fucking with you, why is he fucking with you? Are you late? He's not a dick if you're late. You're a dick for being late, right? Is your boss being a dick, or are you doing something that makes him a dick? Believe me, I know as a machinist, I've dealt with fucking bosses. I got in a screaming match with the owner of a company I worked for at one point because I was of the mindset, and still am, I treat everyone with respect, and I want to be treated like a man when you're dealing with me. And he chose to, raise his voice. I said, let's go there then, stupid. And we did that. But I'm telling you right now, I'm in the weeds. Some of you guys like when I get lost and ramble on, right? My advice to anybody, if you're already in there, you already know. You got to focus on what's at hand, what's in front of you. Whatever's outside the walls, you can't change, and it doesn't matter to your current situation, right? But for anybody out here right now dealing with an addiction, whether it's to alcohol, to a substance, or even to criminality, because there is an addiction to criminality. If you're unhappy, and if you're in that world, you're definitely not happy. Else you wouldn't be doing those things, right? Take a step back and evaluate who's fucking with you in your mind, and why are they fucking with you, and what is your role in that whole thing. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and bring this one to a close. I appreciate your time. I want to try to get this out to you today. I don't expect this video to do much because this isn't one of those that's going to go out there, but it's original content and YouTube's thirsty for it. With that said, hey, everybody, please be safe, be smart. Tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out.